versus VNA coming right up. All right, so here we are. Welcome. Our second set of the day, another best of three for the first round of Africa 3v3. SY versus VNA now, and we have the previous event champion here, SY. They made it through to the grand final. They won the grand final of the 2v2 in Africa, and now we're at the 3v3 stage. We'll see if they can keep that record going. Obviously, we probably would have to favor SY going into this matchup, but VNA, a very capable team as well. We'll see what they can bring to the table here as we go into Sahara for game one. Memp, I'll let you do the honor of introducing the teams and the players.
Well, thank you for having me. We keep going with this amazing 3 versus 3 Africa event. And I have been checking where you were talking already. Pretty mirror matchup. We can really analyze super quick this. Why? Because we have Ethiopians and Franks for both teams, and they are mirror completely. You can see Mr. Yo in a flank facing ACCM with Ethiopians as well. Pocket, we have Franks versus Franks. And then here is when we are going to have probably a really strong debate, Mr. Sack. And we have Indians as a flank versus, in my opinion, probably one of the best counters against Indians, the Mayans. Saying that, we will check them up. What do you think about this civilization choice? Easy, Mayans or Indians?
Well, I think that's the big question, isn't it? As you said, the other civs are mirrored in the top flank and the pocket. And then it's a question of, okay, well, how do you play this out? You know, the Indians have the potential in the late game to do a lot of damage, but it depends where you take the fights. I mean, if the Indians focus on the Franks, for example, like we saw in the last game, then the Franks can be in a lot of trouble. But I think you're right. I think the Mayans can take the advantage early on, and because of their fantastic economy as well, because of the cheapness of their plumed archer, they could perhaps get ahead and even stay ahead as well in this match.
So let's say that for a later game, maybe Indians will have the advantage, but it depends how you play, and also if there is some Titanics, you know. Anyway, I want to really see the performance from SY, especially for Mr. Yo. Mr. Yo, for those people that is new in the AOC scene, well, for me, was considered like the number 2 player for some quite time, but he was probably, when the new civilizations came up, we saw him not playing that well. But in that 2 versus 2, we saw a Mr. Yo, and if he's playing in that performance in this 3 versus 3, that's also a plus, right, Zach?
Yeah, Mr. Yo is like the hard carry, you know. And when everything goes wrong, you can rely on Mr. Yo to come and save the day. We'll see how he plays today. I mean, he's played fantastically well so far in this tournament. Never had a bad game as far as I can remember. We'll see if he can continue that in this one as well. He's immediately going to be against ACCM on this top side, so it's the battle between the 2 players in the north that we'll be watching closely. ACCM there, maybe thinking about taking a boar, but obviously thinks better when he sees Mr. Yo's scout nearby. And yeah, like I say, both players will be Ethiopians. What do you think, Memp? Are we going to see Drush or sort of men-at-arms play, or are we going to see one player go straight into archers like we saw last game with Tim?
I think that if they go aggressive, they should go for the Draz. Definitely because of that extra 100 food and extra civilization, and because it's safer. I mean, you're going to be also with them at times. It doesn't suffer your economy dramatically, you know, so you can be in a good position, and you will not be raided probably. But we can see how Mr. Yo is willing a lot. I think the best with this civilization is trash and try to go for a fast castle because of that bonus, you know. It can be a great transition. But I also wanted to point out, Zach, about the third player from SY, because maybe there was that big question. Who is the third for SY in this game? I don't know if he's going to play all the games. Lovechan, or how to say, Swineu. I don't know how to say that.
Yeah,
Swineu, right? Yeah, but it's known in the community like Lovechan. He was inactive for a while, but he was also the number 2 Chinese player for a really long time. So if he's performing well, this SY team, it's scary, man. It's
Yeah,
really scary.
SY have a very strong team. There's no question about that. And we can already see as well. I mean, it also, actually, before I mention about the walling here, the players and teams, they're allowed to swap players in and out during the 3v3. They don't have to play with the same roster for the whole series. So they can change up players during the series. We might see this roster for the whole three games or 2 games, whatever it is. But they might also change a player as well. So we will see. But yeah, just the walls, man. The walls.
Yeah, they're
All
walls
from the Chinese team.
But the walls are needed. I mean, if we like them more, if they are going to scouts, for example, as a pocket, and you don't wall, I mean, the scouts pick villages so quick. So you need to make some walls, right? And we see now in the south, VNS cool with the Mayans and 3 militias and the Eagle already. Hopefully, Leaks is gonna wall that villager because the Eagle is coming. I am on red point of view. I think he cannot see it. Building the stable. Oh, unfortunate. And he has stopped and going to the south. Ah, come on.
Yeah, that feels bad. I mean, like, just a few tiles north and he could have done something there. I mean, he needs to do something quickly. He's idling these units quite a lot, actually. And if you're rushing, you need to do the damage fast, right? And he's not going to delay the stable. He's not going to deny the stable, but he will come into this wood line, and Lix will probably not be able to wall this up in time. So I think he might maybe get a villager kill here.
Yeah, no,
it's
he's gonna
close.
save.
Nope.
Save at the end. Oh, but what is he doing? I think he should go to the TC, or at the end we'll lose some.
If the villager gets surrounded and she can't escape, then yes. But so far, Lick's fighting with all vills, not losing a single villager yet. And the Drush has done some damage. It's made some weaker villagers, and it's denying a little bit of wood collection from Licks, but no kills.
Yeah, well, but the timing idle, it's counted like a damage, right? The economy suffer a little bit. Yep. We can see in the other flank, or we can keep going to see those militias. Nah, those militias, now that the scouts are there, won't do so much damage. Yeah. Now going to the north, we can see double archery range for ACCM, purple, and teal, Mr. Yo, double archery range. So they are going feudal fights. That's nice. Yeah, they are walling, but double archery range. And both pockets, I believe that they will go scout, full scouts. So now the teamwork from both teams is crucial. The decisions they take, are they wall completely? Hopefully there is not a hole. I'm not sure if there's... No, I'm checking and I think there's not a hole. There's a hole. There's a hole. Look at orange in the middle. Look at blue. It's a hole. Look how this happened to Lovchen.
Oh, no,
the scouts are going in, and that can be painful. If you do not notice, remember, Zach is Frank's HP scout. Yeah. Even more dangerous. And now, there you go. Bye-bye, villagers.
Damn, that's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. I mean, to be fair, it's not like he should have missed that. I mean, that's a very clear hole. And now we're going to have 5 scouts inside. So, RIP, Mr. Shuainu. He's going to have to run back with some scouts. He's lost a villager already. And, well, he's quick walling those villagers in. But the thing is, you know, when you leave a hole in your wall, not only are you compromising yourself, but your allies as well. Your allies are relying on you to wall up successfully. Because those scouts could go north to Yo. They could go south to Licks as well.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's the problem, that now you can disturb both. And ACCM is inside. That's the biggest problem here. Because with the scouts, you can move the village, you can deal. But now, look at both lumber camps in danger to be lost. He's coming with archers and spears. A mistake in this kind of games with these players can be definitive. And now, there you go.
Oh,
where to send the villages. Look at those archers. Killing 2 villages more. The scouts together with the archers. If he's going to the south and he's there with 4 villages that probably will be bye-bye. Oh. Where's Mr. Yo also? Where's the archer from Mr. Yo?
It's so perfect from ACCM to send so many spears as well. You know, it's not like he sent 1 or 2. He sent 3. That means that Shuainu and Licks can't take a good fight. The archers can pick off the other spears from Shuainu, and he can fight the villagers with the archers too. Even with +1/+1 and faster firing archers from the Ethiopians. Great damage, really great damage from VNA, and great start for them as well. Now it's even Mr. Yo having to come here, and 2 players from VNA are forcing all 3 players from SY to deal with this.
With an amazing advantage now for Cool, that he is 18 minutes, Castle Age.
Yeah.
18-minute Castle Age. Is he... My name is Stock. He's gonna make a castle and plume archers. Whoa, Whoa, unexpected ideal situation for Vietnam.
Yeah, and look at this. They're playing this so well. And now, of course, Mr. Yo is here. He doesn't have fletching or any defense, but he can come in and at least pick off the spears. Looks like VNA will get cleaned up here, and that's fine. VNA are probably fine with that because, like you say, Cool is castle. Cool didn't need to commit anything to the feudal age aggression, and he will be able to drop the castle and go into plumes. So a great, fantastic start for VNA so far. SY forced to defend, and that's the result of a single tile hole in the wall of SY.
Crazy. Well, in numbers, what it means in numbers? In numbers means that blue player has right now 3-4 villages behind, but the most important, orange, the other pocket, Bacti, with 3 villages more, it's on the way to Castle Age. On the way to Castle Age with Franks, while Lovechan, blue player, right? 300 foot, 100 gold. That's a lot, man. That's huge right now.
Yeah, and Bact is not done yet. He's still killing the scouts of Shuainyu as well, of Qing as well. So, yeah, I mean, it's a great start for VNA. It has to be said. As the Castle Age comes in for Cool, the castle comes up, and we're going to see the Plumed Archers coming out. And that's really important, I think. I think VNA need the Plumes, and they need the castle. And the fact that he's going to be able to start production earlier than anyone else is crucial, because he needs to get the numbers out if he wants to deal with the Castle Age from the Indians and the camels that they're going to be putting onto the field.
So we need to see again Mr. Yo in another level. Mr. Yo is 21 minutes going Castle Age, so faster, much faster already than Purple. Purple didn't click up. The population between them is pretty much the same, so it makes even better than he's already up. But Purple is clicking. They are, all these players are really close, man.
I'll tell you why Mr. Yo's a minute faster. It's because he didn't do fletching and he didn't do +1 defense on his archers. So he saved 200 food, so he could click up faster. It's
well, he has the fletching now. Maybe he just did it.
He did it after he clicked up. He did it after he clicked up. So he's prioritizing the Castle Age upgrade, and I think that's important because he knew he was walled. He knew he probably didn't need to do much, and it's such a passive style from SY, isn't it? But that means to me that they're confident with their late game.
And a little bit forced, right, for that whole Vietnam, because if they wanted to attack, they couldn't. They had to chase those units. And right now, what they are going to do, the problem here is he has camels on the left, leaks with bloodlines, only with bloodlines, because that extra bonus it become with the civilization. And the plume arches are going, but those plume arches are a little bit weak, not even fletching yet. Now he's doing, so he should be able to take those, and they are probably green will avoid now red and will try to go to the right side. That flaring might be that.
Yeah, I think the Indian player either needs to hit the Franks or go wherever the Franks is, because that way he can actually use his advantage with the camels, right? We're going to see the Mayan player looking for a way through, but it's fully stone walled. Not going to be able to go through there anytime soon. And in the north side, we're going to see Mr. Yo up to castle. And we're going to see, all three, in fact, of the SY players up to castle, but still not pushing out, still playing very defensively, still just working on the economy, which again says to me that they are confident in their late game here, and they want to take this to the Imperial Age.
I think also they feel that at this point they are behind, and they really are behind. Because the army, the pocket, Orange is coming with 10 knights, while Lovchen is now with 6 only. You can see how the crossbows from Mr. Yo stay behind that gate because it's 2 versus 1 right now. Still need a little bit, but with those crossbows he might be okay. Let's see if he's gonna be able to defend. Oh, this is dangerous. They are trying to break those houses, but for now they are not doing. This is where leaks is gonna become really important role, and you can see how the camels are going exactly to the opposite side of the map. And when the camels arrive, it's time to take the fight. Wow, the Indians is just fantastic. The mobility they have, I mean, if the plume arches are fast, you can see how the knights and camels are coming. So now it's going to be 3 versus 2 because the plume arches are not there. And look at the camels, the knights, and the crossbows. This is going to change completely the game and probably the score and the military numbers. We will see how they are going to play. But those camels are killing everything from Bhakti, and the crossbows from Purple Sag will disappear very, very soon.
Well, there are the plumed archers coming over from Cool. He doesn't have Bodkin Arrow though, so they're not going to be as effective. And now they're being chased back, like you say, 3v2. Backs Knights all got cleaned up, and the plumed archers are here, but now they're extremely outnumbered. So it's going to be a fight which is going to be very hard to win, but they are going to still try and turn this. And in fact, where is Love Chen going? Half of his knights disappearing out of the fight there. And I think that was a mistake. Probably should have stayed in.
Definitely.
But the plumed archers come and change everything, you know?
Yeah, they are really strong. I mean, the plumed archers are way stronger than crossbows, while like the camels are way stronger than everything else there, right? So they need the camels. The thing is, Ethiopians, Mr. Yo, 61 villagers. ACCM without any damage at home, he's behind already 15 villagers. How we can explain that? It's impressive how Mr. Yo is performing again, doing ballistic already with 15 villagers more. He's super ahead to ACCM. While Blue, that was supposed to be really behind, look at the difference with Orange. 3 villagers only. And now more army. It's incredible.
Well, this is what I'm saying. SY are taking the eco approach, right? They did the TCs first. They're focusing on booming, and they're booming well. So this is great. They're going to work with the hill. They've recognized they need to defend Mr. Yo's base. But it's really going to come down, I think, to Lix being able to focus down the knights. If he can do that, then they should win these fights, I think, at this stage.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, because they have basically the same army, the same, well, knights and crossbows, but then camels and plume archers. Those camels are with +3 already, Zach. +3 already. So they will deal even properly against the plume archers. Yeah. And but cool. 31 minutes Imperial? He's up to Imperial already?
Mayans are Mayans, man. Mayans are Mayans.
Yeah.
And I think a forward castle, yeah, he's going to put the castle here on the front. That's great because there is a good hill, there is a good gold, and he wants to lock down the front. We've seen how valuable that can be in the last game that we saw with the castles coming up outside of Riot's base. It's not going to be quite as close, it's not going to be quite as aggressive, but it will be important. As the right side, once again, there's another fight coming in. Upgrade-wise, looks like Mr. Yo's ahead, actually. And Lix, with the camels, going in, going back, doesn't really want to be fighting the plumes, but does want to be focusing on those knights. And it's so important that these guys position carefully here. And it looks like VNA are trying to position for this hill and keep the hill advantage on their side.
But Maya's might be now really important. I mean, Maya's that early Imperial while nobody's going up. Green can go up now. But how do you stop the Mayans now? I mean, he has a castle forward there. The plume archers are really cheap. And he can push now on green, I believe.
Yeah.
He really can do it.
In the north, he doesn't even need the elite plumed archer. Just having Bracer and having chemistry is enough to take out these knights and take out these camels as well. So this is looking scary. Maybe, do you think they need some siege perhaps as well? Because they're going to need to push this hard, I think, once the Mayan player gets to the Imperial Edge.
But siege, they need onagers because plume archers, I mean, they eat the mangonels. It's really, really easy. True. So they will need, like in Imperial, they will need onagers probably. But with the risky that the Mayans can always switch to eagles. And the eagles might do really, really great against the siege as well. I don't know. This is very interesting to see. We see how the pockets now are behind everyone else. Like, everyone is going to go up to Imperial, but the pockets are not going. And still Bhakti with some advantage, and now Bhakti 25 army, 29 for blue, but blue, fell behind a little bit. 77 villages. Now he's there with the crossbows. I don't know, man, but it seems really that the advantage is now for Vietnam, because Cool being now with those plume archers, he got already Bracer, and he's there, man, pushing with the third castle on top of that hill. He only need to go trebuchets now. And how to stop that now?
We've seen how dangerous this can be, actually, with the castles. But, Mangonel from Mr. Yo. And if any Civ wants to go siege, it's the Ethiopians. If Mr. Yo can get Onager and siege Onager this game, well, that's going to be huge. With torsion engines as well. Against the Mayan plumed archers, they do a lot of damage. But right now, south is where it's at. They've changed direction. They've moved from the north down to the south. They're going to take down the TC from Lix. And they can't take that fight. They cannot engage there because the plumed archers are elite. Bracer is done. +2 defense is coming in. And that TC is going down. Lick's going to struggle for gold here. If he cannot secure the gold, he's in trouble.
Looks Lick's army. Zero. Nothing. 8 army right now.
Okay.
He lost absolutely everything. He's doing the heavy camel. The heavy camels, plate bard in armor, and all 3 players are going to the Indians. He need to wall, because if they break, and they are going to break this, wow, look at the plume marches and the knights. They're going to take the barrack really quick. And when they take it, they are going to clean absolutely everything. It's true that in the north, Mr. Yo has the advantage with ACCM and clear one if you take the population. But here, ACCM is here. They are playing now really, really great as a team. He's doing a castle leaks, but they are inside with so many plume marches going to the right side. The knights going to the left. Look at that split army. This is amazing.
Beautiful.
Because Zach, how do you defend both spots? Maybe you can hold in the right side, but then they are raiding absolutely everything, and League's population is dropping dramatically.
Yeah, this is perfect. And we have Mr. Yo coming over with the Arbalest now, but he's coming from the opposite flank, so it's taking him so long to get over here. And meanwhile, the damage has already been done. The Trebuchet is coming through now. They'll start taking out the TCs, ejecting those villagers from their hiding places. And, you know, again, you're bringing Arbalest over here. That's great. It's a support unit, though. Your Arbalest will not be killing the elite plumed archers and the Arbalest of the other Ethiopian player as well. So this is not a fight Mr. Yo can win. He has to back away, and that leaves Lix basically defenseless. He does have heavy camel now. He's even walling this army in as well, but yeah, the TC is gone.
Mr. Yo, go back. Oh my God.
Oh no, Mr. Yo.
Absolutely everything. Look at the effects of those plume arches. Look at the plume arches, Zach. Well, you only have to look at the plume arches because there's nothing else. All the arches from Mr. Yo disappear. Completely disappeared. Damn it.
That was a huge mistake. I cannot believe he took that fight, to be honest. Everyone knows the plumed archers win that fight. But Mr. Yo stood and fought. Maybe he was distracted because he was pushing in the north, but he's not now. He's pushed back in the north as well, man. He does not have enough army. I'll tell you how much army he has. He has zero army.
Now zero, man. Now he got nothing. It's surprising, but now Blue is the only one with army. In the Swai League's population is just down completely, and they are calling the GG. Look at this tournament, guys. Favorite is Swai, but Vietnam, after a start that was really nice with that cool time in Imperial, just did the rest. They took everything with the Mayans, man. The question we were asking in the start has been answered.
Yeah, that was super good, super strong. VNA had the speed, and they had the momentum. And that's what they needed, really. And I don't know why they decided to go for Lix. I mean, they could have gone for Mr. Yo, but I think it makes sense to go for Lix from the standpoint of that, well, if Mr. Yo wants to support his flank or the other flank, he's going for crossbow and Arbalest. It takes so long to reinforce.
Yeah.
And Love Cheng as well. I mean, he had a lot of knights, but he didn't have cavalier. So he had army, but he wasn't able to use it. Mr. Yo decided to take the fight here rather than trying to run back a little bit, maybe to the safety of the knights. And in the end, they just kind of let Lix die.
But I think they took the decision to go there exactly what you said. If we take the Indians, if we put all the pressure there, the others, they knew that Blue was behind, right? And then Mr. Yo is in the opposite side of the map.
Yeah, exactly.
And with Arbalest to help there, it's so complicated. So they were just trying to push, and they did amazing, man. They did amazing, and we got another, well, not surprise, because this Vietnam can win to anyone as well. But the performance here was just fantastic as well. And definitely, the mistake with that wall, I think it made that the game was defensive for SY.
Yes, that's what I wanted to say next, actually. SY basically just chasing VNA around the map. You know, and that's never a situation you want to be in. You never want to be chasing your enemies around the map, because your enemies are the ones deciding where the fights are happening. They control the pace of the game, and that's just a poor situation to be in. And it came initially at the expense of that hole. So, mistake there. And this is a best of 3. You know, that's another thing as well. It's a best of 3. Mistakes can happen. But in a best of 3, those mistakes can be very costly, because now VNA win the next game. If SY make another mistake, they're eliminated. VNA go forward, and SY might not be able to hold on to that top spot on the leaderboard if they're eliminated in round 1 here.
And you know what that means, guys? You have to stay tuned because all the games matter 100%.
Yeah, you're right. Every game, 100%. So stay tuned.
Good English, man. Amazing.
I learned from the best. Whoa, look at Lix's KD, by the way. 27 kills, 103 losses. A lot of those were villagers, of course, but the camels just could not stay alive against all of those ranged units.
Yeah, they lost everything. I mean, we talk a lot about the civilizations, but the timing is so crucial, Zach, and the decisions, some mistakes. We try to analyze, but honestly, the analysis is most likely just to people that don't know too much about the game, to explain how the games can be, explain civilizations. But we all know that all can go to one side or each other for little details.
That's true. And I think that mistake as well, I mean, Lix probably overboomed a little bit. He had like a 4 TC, and yeah, he didn't have the speed that the Mayan player had. The Mayan player's Imperial, elite plumed archer, by the time the Indian players even started building out his extra stables. So it's a speed thing, but that was our first game. Game 2, however, Rift Island. I'm excited for Rift Island. This is going to be a great map and game. Cannot wait.
Yeah, and I really think for 3 versus 3, it's a better map that for a 2 versus 2, you know, because in a 2 versus 2 can be because how is the composition? We are going to see when we launch and start the game. That for a 3 versus 3 can be better map in my opinion. 2 versus 2 can be really risky if the map is a little bit unfair, to say like this. It's really complicated to recover in a 2 versus 2. And this map is, well, we are going to see very soon how crazy it is.
Yeah, we did see Rift Island twice, I think, in the 2v2 stage. And both games, well, one of the games was really poor. I think one of the players tried to dock and got denied the dock. So he never ended up docking, and it just went downhill from there. And then the other game, I think there was a landing, which was pretty cool. And some battle elephants. So landings, absolutely possible. Demo ships, absolutely possible. But let's talk about the map in a bit more detail now as we go into our second game here. And we get SY VNA game. Well, I don't have the game, man. Give me a second. I need to relaunch.
Okay.
Just pause for me, maybe. Or no, it's fine. I'll catch up to wherever you are once I get in. But yeah, my game crashed immediately, unfortunately.
It's fine, or I will pause a little bit. I think
you don't need to pause.
Fast forward.
Fine.
You can fast forward. Okay.
We're not going to miss too much.
No, I'm just checking the civilization, so I will analyze everything.
Okay.
Oh, damn it. This is nice. We have a lot to analyze here. You will see when you see the civilizations. It's amazing.
I'm in. So let's have a look here. VNA versus SY game 2. Best of 3 here. VNA with 1 point already as we go into map 2, which is Rift Island. Crazy map. We saw this map a couple of times in the 2v2 stage. It was created by MuckDK. He was the winner of the map competition. So this is a brand new map. Hasn't really been played before. And it's interesting that we get to see it here. It means that one of these teams has practiced and come up with some strategy for it. Mem, tell us about the civs then. What are you seeing? What looks interesting to you?
Well, if I start to talk about the civilizations, maybe you to be shut up for the next 20 minutes, because this is amazing. We have in one team in Vietnam, in the north, we have Vikings, Saracens, and Spanish. All people know how love I have for the Saracens. They are an amazing civilization. Well, depend the situations, but maybe here is a great one because those galleys are shooting faster. What it makes us to think, Zach, that the players are thinking that in that middle map where you can see a lot of beautiful zebras, the galleons or the fire galleys can cross coming through that beautiful river, right? Or lake, you can call, or the sea, right? That is covering all the map around, and it's going deeply into the middle, right? Then we have Saracens as a flank pocket. Cool. The Vikings, another water map civilization, no Italians, and then ACCM Spanish. Well, Spanish is always a nice choice, you know. Maybe it could be a little bit better other one here. Well, maybe not, because he's facing Lix Spanish. And then we have another fast civilization, Mongols as a pocket Mr. Yo, and the other flank is Italians. Well, they're thinking a lot of in the water, right, Zach?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, water plays a huge part in this map, and I mean, it's quite an unknown map. We haven't seen many games yet, and I think there's a lot of different approaches you can take because this map has water, it has the land, it has, you know, all these zebra in the middle. It's kind of an aggressive map because it is hard to wall across the front as well. But water definitely plays a big part, and we can see that reflected in the Viking and the Saracen pick. The Spanish player, though, is interesting. I mean, we could see Castle's defense from them and Conquistadors to try and lock down the map. We could see tower rush, perhaps. I mean, there's a lot of options. We won't see a tower rush from ACCM, though, as he doesn't have only 2 villagers on wood. He has 5. And then the Mongols, a great choice as well. I mean, taking the zebra in the middle, taking the advantage of the hunt bonus. Very different approach from both teams. Saracens is definitely an interesting one, though.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I forgot to point out that we don't have here a scout. We have a spears, you know, as a explorer. And this is what I wanted to say. Mr. Yo is not going for water. 8 minutes 27 is going up. He's going to go land, going to probably go scout. I think it's the first time, I don't know if I'm wrong or not, that I see people using early game the zebras in the middle. And for that reason, he took the Mongols. And if he's going that fast, imagine how much food he's going to get.
He's going up on 18 vills, man. That's going to be really fast. He wants to lock down the middle of the map. He wants to scout rush extremely quickly. And with all these zebra, he can afford to do that. Now, you think, well, water is so valuable, right? Like, water wins games. That is true. Having fish is really valuable. But if he was to make a dock and start fishing, Mr. Yo's feudal time would never be this fast. And the advantage that Mr. Yo is hoping to get here is a speed advantage. He's hoping that by the time he's made some scouts and started attacking his enemies, they won't even be in the feudal age. They won't even be able to make a spearman to defend, apart from the one spearman that they start with. So it's all about the speed for Mr. Yo. We'll see if this pays off for him.
And at this point, 19 population, the resources he has is just crazy. 300 wood, over 300 food. He has 6 villages in the middle because actually he's still with another 4 taking Cerberus and 2 villages building the stable. And this is very nice because blue has already almost walled completely. So the other 2 players from SY are going to focus completely on water. But guys, if purple and his walling is going to be walled now, the strategy for Mr. Yosak is going to be absolutely useless, man, because he's going to be there with, stable is up, but they are already completely walled. These guys got a lot of experience, and when they saw Mr. Yo being that fast, they said, hey, this is not going to work for them, and they have walled completely. Do you think he should go forward now with Villis and also drop a tower, maybe? Because otherwise, the scouts, for what?
I think you might need a tower to break these walls. I mean, these walls are really long, and I mean, even double walling this. What?
Sorry, Zach. Look what he did. Mr. Yo went up that fast without the loom. He did a dock in the middle of the map. He's doing instantly a transport. Wow. He's expecting the walls. So we have a transport in the middle of the map just to transport the scout and the spears around.
Awesome.
But it's awesome, but risky because the other players will be already on water. So how do you transport that now? What is the spot you need to find to transport this? It's really complicated.
He'll find a way.
Look at the transport, man. Where he's going with the transport?
He's got to go to the left. He's got to go around the edge. And Backed is already up to feudal, so Fire Galley is coming out from him. But if he's fast, he could still make this transport work. But yeah, you're right. It is risky. It's very risky. There's no way through the walls of VNA. And I said, hey, this is quite a hard map to wall. It is. But not if you decide to wall across the front like this. And, you know, you do it early enough, you can make it work. And I think VNA were very smart to do that. It shows that they've thought carefully about what could happen.
Yeah. You know what I'm missing here? Why the players in this kind of transport, they don't try to send a villager as well. I mean, if he's transport the 3 scout, but imagine with the resources he has right now, over 300 wood, couple of villages also would be great. He's going to transport. The scouts are there. He's not going to wall. Transport, but it's... Orange didn't notice the scouts are doing the damage, but it's only 3 scouts. Is what I'm telling you. Imagine he can go there with a couple of villagers. The damage must be much, much bigger. Now he has the 3 scouts, but come on, let's be realistic. 3 scouts is not gonna destroy Bacti, right?
No, that's true. I mean, he can do some damage. He can be annoying, but Backed can wall up. He can I don't know if he has a barracks, actually. He doesn't. But he can easily wall the villagers on the gold, like I say. And, you know, he has one spearman at least already, so he can do something with that. Minimal damage. But yeah, he can send some more scouts over now. Unfortunately, for Bact at least, he's not winning the water on the left side. It looks like Shainu will have the advantage there. And on the right side, well, ACCM, is he winning the water over here? It looks like he is. I mean, Lix isn't even playing for the water right now because he's going up to the Imperial Age. Sorry, the Castle Age.
Yeah, he's going Castle Age, but the big problem here is the Vikings. Pocket. On the way to Castle Age as well. What units we can see here? We can even see longboats, man.
Longboats, yeah.
We can be the longboats, and they can destroy the longboats. It's true that yellow, I mean, Mr. Yo with those 3 scouts force him to make the barrack, and probably is doing that blue gonna win the water there.
Yes.
But I'm scared to see what red can do now with, remember, 8 fishing ships, while Mr. Yo doesn't have anything on water, so doesn't have an extra economy.
There is another transport happening as well. He's got them loaded up on the right side. He's trying to go around on the right. There is a fire galley here or 2 from ACCM, so we'll see if he can get the transport off. Of course, if he kills the transport ship, then the scouts die as well, so it would be a huge win for purple. But I think that with Lix going castle and not going water, he's got to be going for the land, right? He's staving stone for a castle. We're going to see Lix going for a castle.
Yeah, he has the stone completely. Where he's gonna place the castle? That's in the middle of the map, maybe, or
maybe
he's gonna try to put in the shoreline close to try to make. Okay, well, Mr. Yo there with 4 scouts, like you said, on the right side. Well, he's being annoying, Mr. Yo.
He's finding damage, man. He's on the berries of cool as well.
He's doing. Look at this. 1 village down, 2, 3 villages down. Probably he killed another villager. I don't know if you. In the wall, so it's actually 4 villages gonna. No, it's maybe gonna save. The speed is there. Well, 3 villages to red, to cool, and blue is full on water, and now gonna take probably the fishing. Look at this. Whoa, it's working, man. I mean, that early damage, that super aggressive play by Mr. Yo seems to be working, man.
Okay, but what is Cool doing? He's only got 1 dock. He's only making 1 longboat. Is that a mistake? I mean, what's the game plan here? He's in the castle.
No, I see another dog. Look at the other dog where it is.
Oh, is it in the middle? It's in the middle. Oh, yeah, he's got 2 in the middle. Okay, my bad.
2 dogs in the middle, man.
My bad.
2 dogs,
2 dogs in the middle.
No, I mean, I have to click the hotkey because I didn't find it.
Yeah. Me too. Yeah, I see, yeah. That's crazy.
But now he cannot help. I mean, those are trying to make some damage, but hey, those longboats can be in the middle, but they cannot go to defend against those scouts. He's trying like, oh, I want to send the longboats to help with the scouts, but they can't. They can't. And Mr. Yo is up to castle it. Actually, with the amount of scouts he did, look how huge is that bonus with the Zebras in the middle sack. Without fishing ships,
yeah.
It's already up, man.
I tell you right now, Mr. Yo has gathered nearly 1,000 more food than any other player in the game. He has, in fact, gathered 1,000 more food than any other player in the game. That's insane.
It's a lot, man. It's a lot. And he's starting to make demos. But, man, Lix is putting all the damn pressure. Siege Wars up already with the Ram and Kongs taking Cool. Cool, it's out of the game. His population is dramatically low for a Vikings pocket player. He lost all the efficiency because in the spec overlay he lost all the efficiency against blue, and he's gonna break being in. Yeah, he's doing a monastery, but man, how many monks do you need to micro against the conquistadors? He's sending a lot of villages to wall. Do you think? Nah, he need to go. He needs to go. He's gonna kill all. Oh man, Sack. This seems to be close to the 1-1, man. This is awesome. He's gonna kill all. Wow.
This is such a great strat. This is such a great strat. And smart play by Lix as well, dropping the palisade in the hole to stop Cool from walling up. He does, however, manage to close it with 1 piece of wall on the diagonal. It looks like Lix will still do so much damage with the Conquistadors, though, as Cool tries to make a monk to defend now. But Cool, like you say,
Sack,
he's out of the game.
To kill that for Cool. Look.
Yeah. 5 to 19.
Kill 19. Wow.
Oh, and the Conks are going to Bact as well. Bact will quickly wall up with a gate, saving his skin at the cost of 4 or 5 villagers. Even more, because he's not running away. And SY, what a great strat from SY.
Impressive.
They played this so nicely.
This is a plan, right, Zach? This is being planned 100%.
Oh, 100%. This is so perfect. Mr. Yo coming with light cavalry now to kill the monks.
It's over, man. This game is for SY. I mean, the score difference that doesn't show, the advantage they have right now, right? I mean, imagine if he's going now to the TC. Whoa, this can be just it's a disaster already. The light guy's gonna kill how many villages? How many villages? All the villages he won, and the Kongs are coming. Defeated. Cool can be defeated here, man. Whoa, the Kongs are coming. He's gonna take absolutely everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 20,000 villages down, man. Look at that disaster. Damn, 19 villages, and 13 are idle. Stay tuned.
And more conks are coming as well. Those longboats in the middle of the map, that demolition ship in the middle of the map, it's not stopping the flood of units that came across the map. It was too late. It wasn't enough. And the longboats didn't stop Licks. They didn't stop Yo. And now they're paying the price because he's got army. Cool has army, but it's the wrong kind of army. He can't deal with what's happening to him on the land. He maybe needs some help from Bact, but Bact's building TCs. He's not interested in helping.
Bact is fighting his own fight, his own war against Lofchen, against Blue. I mean, they have one player on water, and the other two are going just full in on land. Full in completely. Mr. Yo, Leaks, going full against Cool. Let's see Purple. What he has, Purple? Well, monasteries, 1, 2, 3 town centers. 50 villages is a good booming coming, actually. But they did the damage on Cool. I mean, the Vikings is already really behind. Because also those longboats he has, the military he has, 12, is useless right now.
And we've got demos coming across as well from Mr. Yo in the middle. So he's going to try and clear out the middle of the map. Make sure, of course, that more units can come across safely. And yeah, I mean, it's looking so good for SY right now. VNA, they've moved some longboats out to the edge, and yes, they have got some fish. They're securing the water. Looks like Bact is winning the water versus Shrinu, or at least even there. But that doesn't matter. Not when one of your players is essentially out of the game at this stage, and you're lacking the map control as well.
And look what Leaks is preparing. This is a crazy player. I mean, we were missing this kind of him. He's already doing a forward castle on Cool base with a TC extra built there on his base, man. On his
to
base,
send villagers to build the castle a little faster.
It's crazy. Like it's crazy. Well, he could make a little bit more forward, but probably he wants to make it safe because he knows that Purple is there with a conch, with also some monks. And the Spanish village, remember that they built much faster. With 4 villages, he has already 50% of that castle. But hey, Mr. Yo, send the light caps. He has a monk. Nah, that castle is going to be up. Yeah. And with this map control, how they can come back here, even if ACCM has a really strong population and Bact is doing really well against Blue, but it's 2 versus 3.
And meanwhile, SY, Mr. Yo, he's not really made any more military since the feudal age. He made the feudal scouts, he upgraded them to light cav, and he's done so much damage with them, by the way. Look how many monks he's killing, it's ridiculous. But yeah, he's not made any more, he's just booming. He's 3 TCs. He's going to be switching into Mangadai. How do you deal with that? Oh, nice demo shot as well. Didn't take any out, but he hit all of them. Yeah, I don't know how VNA can defend this now. I mean, especially with Shrinu going Imperial and Mr. Yo, Mongols, with a big boom.
And look at the push, but look at the push he's also preparing. Leaks is going with 4 rams. Again, a lot of conquistadors. Remember that maybe Aramba is a mangoness, he says, but Kongs, for me, I think it's still the best unit in Castle Age. I mean, how to deal with Kongs and Siege in Castle Age is really complicated. And now he's taking the TC down, so he's gonna drop a lot more villages after that TC is bye-bye. Well, or he migrate those
some mangonels as well, but yeah, the TC is going down too quick. And I mean, let's be honest here, conquistadors, mangonels, how does that work? I mean, it doesn't, does it? I mean, conks run in, mangonel goes down. Atonement done for Licks, by the way, as well, so he can convert the mangonels, convert the monks even, which he does. TC gone, cool. I can say migrating away again, and this is just domination from SY here.
Well, I love to see, I don't know, I'm sure you do too. And the strategy was amazing. I mean, when you see this gameplay, this is what I like to see. Sometimes when I cast in rated games, it's happened that it's not the same because it's not the tournament, and probably they don't want to show their cards, right, Zach? They don't want to show what the strategies they're gonna make in the tournaments, and this is extremely well played and planned because it really even doesn't matter if the Mongoose is probably pocket or flank. He can do exactly the same strategy if he was a flank because the pocket could wall himself and go for water completely. So it can be no matter what position in this map, don't you think?
Yeah, I agree. And actually, the way this map is laid out, actually, the flanks don't really feel so much like flanks anyway, because the rush distance is the same between all the players, all the teams.
And now going
it's
for
kind of
back
split in half.
Look.
Oh yeah!
Oh my god!
Another castle. I love it. And Lix is still in the castle age though, so back getting imp here will mean he can make some trebs to maybe kill the castle. But I mean, you've also got Mr. Yo going imp, and you have got Shrinu already in the Imperial Age. Though he's still focusing on water, I almost feel like maybe our blue player could also join the fight on the land as well here.
But is needed? Because they might feel that it's not needed, right? Because look at Mr. Yo. Seems he's going to be in Imperial faster than Bhakti. It's true that Bhakti being there with the castle, he could take down the green castle, but he won't have the castle probably. Because Mr. Yo has a second castle on his face, in orange. You can see there, and he will go trade with it, will take it down. And now, doing siege war subs. Yeah, Mr. Yo just did the damage with early scouts. Like you said, huge boon now. The most billies in the game for him. Awesome play.
And backed here, he's trying to wall off this wall coming down to the south. But he's keeping it open with the light cav, and he's got the Mangonite there now as well. Is he gonna close it? He's gonna close it. Okay, Mr. Yo not paying 100% attention maybe, but it doesn't matter. There's another castle coming up there. He'll break through the walls as well. And I find it crazy that Mr. Yo still has some feudal age scouts which have been upgraded to light cav, and he's still got them alive at 35 minutes, and he's still finding damage with them as well.
But you see another thing that it makes you see how strong and how well performance SY are. I think they know exactly. Look, 1000 score ahead, but look how blue is still walling all the map. You see in the south, like they are performing like if there was no advantage. I love that, you know, because they are playing no relaxing. There's no confidence. They are just pushing exactly like if there was no difference, right? And siege ramps incoming. He took the castle instantly. Now backed with 83 population, lowest in the game. Cool even has more than him. This is total domination in this second game. And again, we will have the nice luck to go for a decided game, which is really nice because who is winning is advancing.
Yeah, that's what I like to see. Game 3 is going to be the decider by the looks of it. VNA is still playing on for now, though. And ACCM, he's been untouched for the whole game. He's actually got a very solid economy. He's got Cavalier, he's got some trebs, and he's even taken out the castle there from Lix. So Cool can get back on his main gold. But yeah, the problem here is that Mr. Yo, with the Mangadai, with Drill coming in, with upgrades coming through, with the Condottiero coming on from Shrinu as well, we're going to see him starting to pressure on backed. It's going to be super hard for them to hold on to this left side.
Well, Purple is playing amazing. By the way, he's doing already the Paladin upgrade, and it depends how many he can send. He can do something. The Paladins can deal properly, but the problem is that I feel that it's 3 versus 1 now.
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, Lix has still got the conks. At the moment, he's not able to really take the fight here versus ACCM, but he can stall ACCM and allow his teammates time to kill Backed, essentially, on this left side. Backed is trying to go for Mameluke. It's a great unit. It's a good unit choice. The problem is he only has one castle, and he's about to lose it, and he knows that he's about to lose it, and that's why they called GG right there.
Well, they are trying because, you know, if there is some bad misplay, they can come back maybe. But probably in rated games, they will resign a little bit earlier. The strategy was amazing, really. It's 2,000 score different at the end. Was total domination in this one by SY. What a gameplay, really.
Well, you said it, Member. I think, they were looking for maybe SY to make a mistake, but SY was still treating this game as if it was even. Like, they were not letting up. They weren't slacking off. They were walling up. They were preparing trade. They were preparing as if this game was going to go for another, 40 minutes. And that's how you need to approach this, because you can never be 100% sure that you've won until your opponents resign. So I think they did a really good job there.
The big comebacks come from a great performance, but also for a great confidence, right? Overconfident for some of the play. And here wasn't overconfident. They will keep trying, because Orange was at some point winning the battle on the water, but since he had to focus on trying to save red, and also blue, he couldn't hold anymore. And Mr. Yo came with a huge boom. Purple was there, but the game was over when they put the Vikings out of the game like 20 minutes ago.
That was really nice. And it's interesting to see so different strategy as well from both teams. We did see SY take a very aggressive approach. We did see VNA wall them out. So credit to VNA for the walls. They put them up so quickly that the 18 population scouts from Mr. Yo couldn't do the damage, which is impressive. But he was able to transport around, and overall, very different approach to this map from both teams. Very enjoyable game. And I hope we see a bit more of Rift Island as this 3v3 stage goes on, because I think it's a map which has a lot of unknowns. I don't think there's one way to play it. I don't think there's one clear best way to play it. And I think that makes for some exciting games in the future as well. All right, let's take a quick look at the achievements. We'll be very quick on that, as we have a third deciding game to go to next. And we want to see how this series ends, of course, with Game 3 coming up next. But taking a quick look here, Mr. Yo, 70 kills, 32 deaths. Yo's performance that game was just fantastic.
I really love it how he was using the Severas. It's the first time. It's the first time that we have seen that those Severas has been useful in the game. Because if you don't go like this, it's true that they have no impact. But with the Mongols and with that strategy up 18 or 19, I don't remember, but without the loom, it was incredibly fast. Really, it was amazing.
Yeah. It's risky. I mean, ACCM had a good game booming. He did a really good boom, but it wasn't enough in the end to save his team. And with that, we're going to be going into game number 3 in just a minute's time. I'm going to put some music on real quick. I will be right back, and then we'll get Desert going right next. Okay, so a third game.
Let's go, Mr. Sack. I was being really nice with the viewers, Was telling them if they don't follow my channel, I will ban them all. And I got instantly almost one follower more.
Wow.
That's a
It
really good.
works. It works.
It works. It works. I'm gonna keep this strategy, you know. Well, now seriously, going back to the third game, gonna be amazing. Sure, because desert. Well, desert is like Arabian. Hopefully, it's gonna be great.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very open map, but it's also a map which players can wall at the edge, so it does have the potential to be played more defensively, depending on how it spawns. So let's see. How does it spawn? I mean, players do have to go to the middle eventually. Unfortunately, once again, my game crashes at the start, but I can immediately load back into it, so it's no problem. Right, joining now.
Yeah, you're gonna love it, the civilizations again.
Cool.
Because we will have a good debate here, and gonna be nice. Gonna be nice. Let me know when you are there.
I am in and I'm up to speed. So great. Let's do this. Game 3, the decider between SY and VNA for the 3v3 Africa stage. And we're here on Desert. Joining me once again, Memb. And you said about the civs. Let's see what we've got.
Well, we got right now, and thank you for having me, Zach, with this Africa 3 versus 3. I love people that knows me, know that I always get so hyped. And here we are with Berbers and Malians for both teams. And then the difference is Mayans and Persians, which is amazing because Mayans, we all know that, but also Persians, depend how is the situation. Ouch, Persians here as a flank. I am on orange back. The Persians flank, in my opinion, not the ideal. Facing Berbers, well, for the start, and they are far to each other, can be okay, but let's see for the later game. Then Berbers pocket, cool, versus Malians, pocket as well. And on a flank, Mr. Yo in the decider, Mr. Yo with Mayans versus Malians. Persians is a tricky choice, right? What do you think, Zach? I'm not sure about this civilization choice.
Well, it's extra tricky since he's having his boar stolen. And ACCM tried to steal the boar back on the other side, but he's only hitting it once. So if he's not careful, it's going to run back again, and he will lose it again. But we'll see. He's going to try and keep that boar nice and close. You don't have to hit it twice, but it's a little harder to make it work if you do. And oh no, Mr. Yo lost the boar as well. So maybe ACCM will pull the boar of his enemy and end up with 3 boars in the end. And I guess you could say Mr. Yo started it. So don't start what you can't finish. And he gets a bit of his own medicine as well.
Yeah, but I think it's okay for the Mayans since the resources last longer. Remember, he has the deers not super far. He can push when he found it, and he did it already. He can push the deers, and well, of course, it's better to have all the boars, but still, Mayans can be okay pushing the deers to the town center. About Bhakti, I'm worried about Bhakti. Persian civilization as a flank. What he will go? Scout, archers. Maybe they wanted to have Persians as a pocket. I don't know, but. Well, Persians in late game has plus. It makes that the team has +2 against archers with the knights, right? It's a team bonus. Yeah. But other than that, Persians, well, they have great economy. But for late game, it's a dangerous civilization. But you need a lot of gold. They just have the paladins, and other is not great units. Like the skirmishes don't have bracer, don't have arbalest. Well, you can go Hazard helps. I don't think so. Persians is the best choice here.
I don't know. It's kind of like, well, you're also limited by the civ pool as well, so you can't just pick anything you want. But I still think, there's other options available. I don't think the Persians are terrible, to be honest. And as you say, I mean, they do get the attack bonus versus the archers, the +2, so that's really nice. But yeah, I'd say that we'll have to wait and see. I mean, they're pretty one-dimensional. I guess. I mean, you're expecting them to make knights or camels, essentially.
Yeah. They are tricky as a flank. I mean, if Persian was here as a pocket, I will say completely different, you know? I would say, Persians as a pocket, going to scout with the economy they get, that's the way to go. The problem is if they get the early aggression here as a flank, well, we will see. Anyway, we can see the maps here. Remember that there is 1 goal. Don't forget about that. We have only 1 goal per player, which is important. And who has goal forward? Well, ACCM, goal forward, tricky spot. Imagine if Mr. Yo could go aggressive here, or maybe just put a tower there. He will take 1 big forest sack and that main goal. if he's going aggressive.
That's true. It might be hard to pull that off, though, because he did lose the boar, as we said. I mean, it's not the end of the world if you're losing the boar as the Mayans. So you can see his fuel time here, not really affected at all. He's like 4 seconds behind ACCM, and he's taking the villas away to the wood now anyway. I want to say, you know, Mr. Yo's wood line, what is that? It's miles away. He only has one wood line, so he's pretty unfortunate with this map as well. I mean, he might not have forward gold, but his wood line is also terrible. So you win some, you lose some.
Yeah, but the thing is that since he's Mayans, he's gonna play then defensive. He's playing defensive. Look at the berries, how he has wall already. Beautiful architecture here. This Mr. Yo with 2 asses. Look at the palisade. Just look what he did to cover 2 villages on the berries. But he needed it. He really needed it because he has 1 boar less. And right now, not a single farm, no extra ships yet. While ACCM, look, he is still getting food from the ship. That's the difference when you steal resources to your opponent. And now they are trying to push there. And who is coming aggressive is ACCM with 4 villages forward. And that mill is bye-bye. That mill is gonna be bye-bye. Whoa! Now he need to move all the villages. Well, this is very dangerous because actually that's a lot of food already bye-bye, denied completely.
And 4 men at arms as well. So we're gonna see another villager dying here. I think one's already gone down, and Mr. Yo dropping down the range, of course. He's got to go into archers. If he loses his gold here, he's in big trouble. Obviously, so far, it's just the wood that's been lost. I mean, that's not great, but he can manage for now. He needs to get some farms up. He'll need to find some some food from somewhere. But for now, it's important that, of course, he protects his gold and his wood so he can make some archers as well to defend. Needs to get farms ASAP because he's going to run out of food in just a second.
This is not a good tower, sorry.
This one here?
This is not a good tower because he put a little bit on panic, I will say. It's true that he needs to defend, but look at the tower now as he's doing the wood. So he will have to move that lumber camp completely. And right now, Mr. Yo is out of a stone. He's completely out of a stone. Right? Because of that tower he did, the other stone is where the men-at-arms are. Mr. Yo is in a hard position right now.
Yeah, he's got to move his wood collectors further south, but this is now a problem because he'll have to rebuild this lumber camp, and then he won't have enough wood for farms, then he'll have idle TC, so things are starting to go from bad to worse, but he does have the support of his pocket. Schweini is coming over with some scouts now as well, and, well, I mean, it's not great, but what's happening on the right side, at least, is something good happening for SY on the right side. We see Nick's walling up, but also losing 2 villagers as well.
Exactly. And another one, look at that scout orange on his wood and he do not notice. Okay, now he did it. Now he did it, but still he's going to be able to... No, he's not going to lose. Look at the walls they are doing. He's there with 3 scouts, but they still... Now Purple is going to move to the pocket. Now he's going away. He did a good army. If he's still alive, Mr. Yo, Sack, is because he's Mayans.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's always got the Mayans, right? It's always something.
Yeah, no, really. And now there is with archers. Really, this is amazing because with the Mayans it lasts longer. Look, 4 farmers. Yeah.
Mem, your mic is breaking up quite a lot. I don't know if there's something that's changed or some issue. I don't know.
It's now okay.
I don't know. But yeah, it was kind of cracking a bit, and you were breaking up a little bit.
Yeah, well, it's weird because I have done nothing, and during the
nothing changed since the start.
Nothing changed.
Okay, well, it was fine at the start, so hopefully it'll either fix itself or there's something that you can figure out. I don't know. But yeah, we see Schweini with a lot more scouts, it seems, at this stage. He did do a lot of scouts. But then again, so did Cool, I think. He's up to 8 military himself. He's just got them a bit more split up. And even Backed coming over with some scouts now as well.
The bad thing for Purple is that he's wide open. It's true that he has some towers now, but scouts are there. And Mr. Archers, ACCN doesn't have army. So if they get all together right now, Vietnam doesn't have enough army to counter.
Yeah, but he also has 3 towers up already. You know, he's got a tower on his wood, tower on the stone, tower on the gold. It's still going to be hard for them to do a lot of damage here. And, well, even the walls are pretty well placed for ACCM at the back. So they're over here. They could do something, but it's going to be tough. And classic, there you go. You see Backed making a pause. Sec. Of course, it's always Backed making a little pause. But yeah, SY right now, not a great start, but Lix will be first to the Castle H. Mr. Yo, he's not out of the game. He's still chopping wood. He had a poor beginning, but he's not too far behind in villages either. In fact, he's got more villages than Cool.
Oh, look at those archers. Look at that fight. With all the scouts taking all the archers. These archers without fletching is extremely weaker. They are not doing the damage, but now Blue came in the last second and they took orange and red scouts down. All them.
That
all
was
them.
A fantastic fight.
Man. Wow.
For SY, that was just perfect. That's exactly what they needed, because now they can take map control as well. And with the faster castle time, they could probably be, you know, more aggressive. They can decide where they want to push. Look at the defense from Cool now. He's like, oh, crap, I need to put up some towers. Like, I'm in trouble all of a sudden. So, yeah, we're going to see VNA under a lot of pressure in the next minutes. ACCM, you know, considering he did all this aggression onto Mr. Yo and denied Mr. Yo quite a lot of food and, you know, even stole his boar, he's actually behind Mr. Yo right now. He's...
Yeah, I'm sorry, I was a little bit quiet because I'm checking if the microphone is... I don't know what happened with the microphone, but I did nothing. And like I'm always casting with the same microphone, and it's always good. Hopefully now it's okay. Keep going, Zach. Sorry.
Yeah, it's no problem. It seems better now, or as well. So yeah, I mean, actually, well, ACCM not necessarily behind Mr. Yo, but Mr. Yo isn't exactly, you know, out of the game at this point. So this early aggression, it did some damage, but it wasn't sort of long-lasting, serious game-ending damage, you know.
Yeah, well, it's impressive how Mr. Yo after that start is still there with 23 army. It's huge amount of army. He's just doing a lot of army.
Biggest army in the game.
It's still in the game, exactly.
It's huge.
Okay, well, yes, but SY is being a little bit ahead in all flanks. You can see green, teal, and now blue also being faster than Cool Up. They are ahead in economy. You can see now Leaks with Lofton trying to get in red in those double palisades. They will be able to go in, but they need some range units. While also one tone center from Leaks in the middle. Damn, that's...
Yeah, Whoa. Man, you're lagging hard, dude. You're lagging very hard right now. I don't know, maybe it's Mem's internet that's causing an issue, but that was full robot mode, so I'll just keep casting for now. Lix coming here with the camels, the Berber camels. Interesting, by the way. He went straight for camels instead of going for knights, probably because he's expecting knights from the Persian player, and he would be right. Backed is making knights to defend this, but it's 2v3 on this right side, and ACCM at home, you know, doesn't have much military, isn't pushing out. He's sending some archers across, but they're outnumbered over here, and they're massively outnumbered as well. Remember, you back? You still alive?
Yeah, I'm still here all the time.
Okay.
I never gone, you know, but I didn't want to talk because the mem rage can be real, you know. But now look at me,
fully robot for a second.
I listened you robot.
You're still robot. Oh man, maybe we can get onto TeamSpeak. It might not be Mem's internet. It could be Discord that's causing the problem. But yeah, they're going to fight in the back here. The archers from Mr. Yo kind of still doing quite a bit of damage as well. And I mean, the camels, man, the camels. Able to do so much out here as well. The archers from ACCM coming over. We're going to try TeamSpeak probably after this game. But yeah, ACCM does come over with the archers. That's really important, actually. But meanwhile, Mr. Yo killing villagers in the wood line of Backed. Backed can't really run or get out of there. There's not a lot he can do to save those vills. And it finally seems like SY might be cleaned up over here, and Mr. Yo will lose his whole army. But keep in mind, those Mayan archers are cheaper as well, so it's not as big a loss for Mr. Yo to lose some archers there compared to the Malians who have to pay full price.
Oh, because I don't want to look like a...
You're still a robot, by the way.
Oh, well. If you can go TeamSpeak, we can go.
Let's do TeamSpeak really quickly. Maybe you can pause the game. Press pause.
Yeah, I pause.
Okay, great. And TeamSpeak might save the day. Let's see. All right, guys. I don't want to look like a robot, he says in robot speak. Oh, that's hilarious. Hopefully it's a Discord issue and it's not a memb issue. We will see. Obviously, my internet seems to be fine. Let me just send memb the password to our channel. I message him here, so hopefully he can join me. Oh, he's here. Okay, great.
I'm here.
Awesome, man. All right, and you don't sound like a robot, so I think it was Discord.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always casting for so many hours, and you know,
I know.
And the microphone is, I'm not gonna say the price because it's not pro to say, but it's not a noob microphone. So when you want, we can go.
Yep, no problem. I'm just gonna boost you a little bit. Okay, great. Let's 3, 2, 1. Resume. And we have Mem back, so I'm sure you've probably got a lot to say, as you couldn't say much for the last couple of minutes.
Well, what I have to say right now is that the advantage from SY is just huge. I mean, even if the score doesn't show, look at those ratings, how much damage they did in the economy. And right now, the rating keep going. It's constantly going on the right side in orange. And it is 66 village leaks, 64 Lofchen. Well, the others barely have 50 and not even 40, some of them. If they just keep the pressure, and look at on the left, purple, even if he has 2 towers, Mr. Yo rating completely. This is awesome, how they have turned the game to their hands, really, SY.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's fantastic. And, you know, like you say, even with 2 towers, if you don't react fast enough, the villagers are still dead. Towers can only do so much, but here comes Daddy Cool. VNS Cool making the camel archers. This is a unit that can turn things around. I feel like the camel archer is so strong, and we don't see Licks making castles or camel archers just yet, so quite a big difference in strategy from the 2 teams there.
But can the camels, for Berbers, in my opinion, deal more or less properly? The camel archers are amazing, but I really think they need probably quite a lot of them, right? You need to mass a lot of them, no? Little
you
amount.
But he can mass them. He can mass them. He's already got a good number. In fact, he's got about the same military as Licks already with the camel archers. So I don't know about you, but the game's starting to speed up a little bit. So
yeah, we are the same. I'm the same.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
don't worry,
Cool.
because we will catch up. Probably will be in the perfect position really soon, and we can keep going with the casting. It's happening because probably we are catching up the host.
Yeah, that's true. We've got VNA now grouping together on the left side. Looks like we might see this battle in fast speed here. Oh my goodness. I'm going to slow it down a little bit. I'm slowing it down.
Okay, I was about to say you can cast it at faster speed as well. But now you can see they are pushing incredibly. Look at the score by Lofchen, 124 population. This is incredible how these games are going, or seems to be going so equal. And then they make some moves, and look this. This is already the game for SY. They are even up to Imperial. You gotta be kidding me. ACCM got an incredible advantage with Mr. Yo, right? Oh, incredible. He was in a good position, but now he's been destroyed completely. Look at that rating. Wow.
We have so many knights out for Schweinu, the blue pocket. He's just going straight through, no fear. Takes out 1 tower, sits under the TC. He doesn't care. He's fully upgraded. He's got the support of his teammates. The camel archers, well, there just wasn't enough. And wow, can you believe it? They're calling GG. What a fast game, and what a fast turnaround from such a poor start from Mr. Yo to absolute domination from SY in Game 3. That was over in the blink of an eye.
This is a confident team. When they lose the first game and win the next 2 like they did, this is a team that we will have to take in real consideration to win the tournament, man. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, no, I think so. I think they can do it. They're certainly in a position at the moment where if they maintain their position, SY will be going to the grand final. But there's still a long way to go. It could still all change, but they haven't really put a foot wrong. They only lost one game in this best of 3, and they lost it because of a hole in a wall, in my opinion.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, that changed completely, probably the strategy, the plan they had. But it's true. This point out that you really need to be careful 100%. One mistake can give a game to any team in the tournament, not only against the Vietnam, any team. If you make a bad move, maybe you cannot come back because the teams are trying to focus and be 100% there.
Yeah, absolutely. And to be honest, you know, SY in that game, the reason they won it is because they didn't sort of get scared. They didn't sort of sit behind their walls like the previous games. Yeah, they walled up, but they busted their asses to get that military count up. Like, Mr. Yo made so many crossbows. Shuainu made so many knights, and they just pushed, right? Like, they went so aggressive so quickly in the Castle Age, and I think VNA were probably thinking, well, we got off to a pretty good start. We're pretty well walled up. Yeah, what's the worst that could happen? Well, they get absolutely outnumbered and lose one fight, and the game ends right there.
Well, it was amazing, and we have now already the first 2 teams that advance for the semifinals, and SY is again there. They're doing amazing, and already in another semifinal, man. This is why no matter who they play, they are advancing every weekend now. Great, man.
It does look that way, doesn't it? It does look that way. Oh, I'm going to bring up the brackets so we can see them as well. Let's have a quick look here. Where is it? Let's see. There you go. So there's the bracket for you. You can see how that's looking right now. We've seen the bottom half of the bracket first, and it's going to be interesting. Frantic SY in the semi-finals next Saturday, and it was Frantic SY in the grand finals last weekend, and SY won. So we'll see if Frantic can get there